Alright, we're in. Welcome guys to the Empire Collective Cup. This is the Platinum League and this is game 1 here between BacT and 8th Wonder. I'm looking forward to this set. I think this should be a nice set of games between these guys. At the moment BacT has played more games in the league, so that's probably why he has more points, but these guys are both next to each other in the league table at the moment. And if you want to see the league table, it's on empirecollective.net if you're curious to see what it looks like right now. For game 1, going to be on the Empire Collective Light pack, and I guess it's been a little while since we saw some Empire Collective Cup games, so this game here going to be on Hideout for map number 1, and it's going to be I hope it's going to be a good one. I mean, this Hideout map looks really interesting actually. Usually they're not like this is like a really it's this map for 8th Wonder is really nice. I mean, just look at this. He's got such an easy wall here. Usually it feels more open than this. The players' TCs, they feel like they're really far into this sort of circle of trees in the center. It's like a reverse arena in a sense. You go and see this square cutout for both players. But it feels like they're really far in here. And I think 8th Wonder has like this really closed map. So it's kind of like, I don't know, it looks good for him. He could play a really defensive game. I mean, he could play this game how he likes. 8th Wonder here playing in the blue as the Celts. BacT also playing as the Celts here in the orange. And the Celts are not an uncommon civ on this map. I mean, this map and this first game, we've seen Celts a lot this tournament, as well as the Mongols. Now, in this situation where we've seen a Mongol versus the Celts has usually come out on top. And I think this is the first game for a while where we're actually going to see 2 Celt players. But given how close these guys are on the wood, this is unusually close. If we count the trees here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 trees between them. It's not a huge amount, and for that reason I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing some towers come up quite early here, similar to maps like, let's say, Hamburger, where both players will tend to wall up or tower the middle. Once a few of these trees have been cut into, the players are going to be pretty close, and as soon as they realize that, as soon as one player maybe gets town watch, they'll realize that actually now could be a good time to go ahead and get some towers up on this wood line and really be a nuisance. Obviously, you can rebuild your lumber on the sides, it's no problem, but most players are going to build their lumber camps on the back, and these guys are actually really close. Other than that, let's have a quick look at the maps and see what's going on. Now, I said 8th Wonder has a really defensible map, which is true. He has got a really easy wall, but that means that most of his walls would be on the outside. Sorry, all of his resources would be on the outside, which kind of sucks, but I'm talking about later on, MBL, like later on when there's when the wood's been cut down, I think that could be an option for a tower there, just to like kind of screw with their wood line a bit. But yeah, this map, like most of the wall here, if he did wall this, most of the resources would be on the edge apart from the gold, and that's kind of, again, fairly close to the edge of this tree line. We'll see what happens. Thank you very much to Borny, I think that's how you say him, for resubscribing. Much appreciated. Welcome back to the Wallow Warlords. Welcome back. But yeah, anyway, what we were saying, Hideout, it's kind of a map where we've seen a bunch of different strats so far. We've seen like some rushing action. We've seen players just go for like a straight up fast feudal. We've seen players even fast castle if they've got a good enough wall. And I guess, you know, that's where scouting is going to come into play. In this situation, unit spy really messes me up. Like every time I put unit spy on, it just, there we go. BacT, he's got a lot of scouting done already. I mean, his score is pretty huge because of his scouting info. Compared to 8th Wonder, he has a lot more map visibility. 8th Wonder, as you can see, pushing those deer towards his town center. And he's not really scouted that much at all. I mean, he's found his immediate resources, he's scouted his local area, but it's really BacT who's gone out the way and done a lot of scouting. And you heard a barracks coming up there for BacT, and there's the militia coming out. So we will see that Drush taking advantage, of course, of the faster movement speed of the barracks. Sorry, not the barracks, the infantry. But yeah, in this situation, BacT has got a lot of info. He's not actually seen how good this map is for 8th Wonder in terms of walling, though. His scout right now going to be, where is he? He's over here pushing some deer. And since he's doing a drush, he's definitely going to want to make sure he gets those deer in. Going to want as much food as possible. Whereas 8th Wonder here, he is now doing a barracks and also some militia as well. So it seems like both players are going to go for the drush build. And that is not really surprising. The Celts do have a solid drush, but 8th Wonder is certainly going to have an easier time defending BacT's drush here. I mean, he's already got a pretty much, you know, half wall off here, maybe even more than that. With a couple of houses, and he's going to have that fully walled. Obviously, he's not going to want to wall it up straight away because the deer are on the outside, and he still will want to grab those. But he will be able to wall it up if he needs to very quickly. And, you know, one of the easiest counters to a drush would be a quick wall, and that is not uncommon at all. So BacT now moving over, he's coming across and sending those militia in. Scout cavalry chasing behind as well. And obviously 8th Wonder, 3 militia and a scout also right here. So let's see. I mean, 8th Wonder here did get a couple of shots onto BacT's scout straight away, and he's going to get the first hits here as well. So really easy for him to whittle that scout down a little bit and give himself an advantage. Obviously, 3 militia each and a scout each. It's going to come down to micro. It's going to come down to very small differences in health. But it seems like 8th Wonder getting the upper hand so far as he is able to get these additional shots in. And since BacT's scout is low, BacT not looking for like a direct engagement here because he will just lose based on the fact that he has less overall health in his army. So let's see if he goes for the engagement, if he manages to micro his way to a victory, or if these guys just kind of dance around a little bit here, or leave each other alone entirely. It's like, I see your army, you see my army, let's just agree to disagree and go our separate ways. 8th Wonder moving down to the south. I don't know if he actually, yeah, it's going to go for BacT's eco over here. BacT, his map, again, it's not too difficult to wall. You can see he's built these 2 houses on the right side. He's also got one on the left. So this is like a choke point up towards the TC. His gold is out on the front as well. In fact, that's the case for both players. All of their resources, or most of their resources, out on the front. And that is going to make it a little bit more difficult to defend. And like I was saying earlier, I mean, a tower on the wood line, maybe it could happen, but a tower on the gold, perhaps, if they're really struggling to defend it, would be also an option. And I mean, you don't have to build a tower. Obviously, I'm just saying, like, you know, with the gold being so far forward here for BacT, if he's having a hard time defending it, maybe we'll see a tower coming up there later on. Right now, though, BacT's taking a lot of gold. I mean, what's this? 7 villages on gold. If he's going to be doing a fast castle here, that's a lot of villas on gold right there. So I don't know. Maybe he's planning on something else. Maybe he still will do the fast castle, but he moved the villas over to gold a little late. If we have a look at 8th Wonder, he has 5 villas on the gold, so 2 less, but more villas on gold kind of says, you know, maybe he's looking for a little bit of extra military production. We'll see. As soon as he hits feudal, maybe we'll see what's going on. But obviously, looking at his resources, it's pretty clear he's looking for a fast castle, and he sent those villages over to gold a little later, and in doing so, you know, just tried to get the resources a little faster on the gold there. But he has the food, he has the gold required, he's got a couple of villas queued out, a couple of an archery range and a blacksmith, really standard kind of stuff. And both these players are going to be going into crossbow when they reach the castle age, it seems. Obviously, 8th Wonder here, blacksmith and archery range as well. Crossbow, pretty standard for the Celts. Now, obviously the Celts get options to do knights, but their knights not that great, and even though they do get the paladin upgrade, the Celt's really not a good heavy cavalry civ, really. In this situation, crossbow is going to be better, and I think, you know, crossbows are a little more versatile in the castle age because you can hit at range, which is always a benefit. You don't have to actually put your military units, you know, in danger from a building like a town centre, for instance. But 8th Wonder has done this wall off, and that's going to be difficult for BacT to break through. So we'll see if BacT decides to go, you know, really aggressive here with a siege workshop or something. But if he's planning on breaking through this wall, he's probably going to need some siege. Otherwise, I don't know, 8th Wonder can sit behind this fairly safe. He's got his gold back here, and like I said earlier on, this tree line might be a problem later on, but really, they're not going to reach. Like, no archer is going to reach through over these trees. I don't think that's going to be a problem at all. On the left side, 8th Wonder's Drush coming in. He's got a little bit of damage on that villager there, but obviously BacT has his own militia nearby, and he actually has a little more health on this. So, I don't know, maybe 8th Wonder took some damage from the TC right there. I thought for a second that BacT had built a tower over here in the corner, but like obviously that's just his archery range. It's basically a tower cut off and stuck to another building at this point. BacT gonna bring some archers out though. Obviously, those extra villagers on gold, 7 in total, or 6 now actually, but will be 7 eventually. Double archery range production, that's how many archers you need, and he'll clean this Drush up comfortably. Neither of them doing much damage here really, and in this situation, BacT's going to take the military advantage as he cleans this up. But I mean, really, it's pretty close at this point. BacT with one less villager, but he is also up to the castle age about 25 seconds ahead, which means he'll have time to equalize the villagers here as well. So I think, you know, BacT looking like he wants to get pretty aggressive. Double archer production, he started production already. He's going to be moving out now. But when he sees this wall off, I mean, he's going to have to do something about it, because otherwise he's not getting much value out of his army. Eighth Wonder, though, look at this, taking a little bit of stone there. TEC immediately coming up on this stone on the front, and that is a totally different style of play. You know, completely different style. You've got BacT one TC right now, second TC on the way, but double archery ranges, getting fairly aggressive, and then you've got Eighth Wonder kind of taking advantage of this really easily defensible map and throwing up a second and third TC immediately. And these guys, I don't think they realize how close they are on this wood in the middle, but once that TC goes up for Eighth Wonder, maybe he will see some wood here, and maybe we'll see these wood lines getting disrupted a little bit. I don't think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 range there. Obviously a TC has 6, so he's not going to be able to hit any vills with the TC just yet, but as it goes on, BacT will probably have to remove or replace, sorry, his lumber line. So just 2 TCs for BacT right now. He's got his crossbows, but he's not moving out. And I think this, you know, could be a little mistake. The longer it takes him to move out, the more army he is going to make. And the more army he makes in this situation, the more resources almost he's wasting in a sense, because he's not doing anything with it. You know, you can make the biggest army in the world, and if you don't do anything with it, it's useless to you. You're not getting any value back from it. No problem, Tilbardagar, no problem at all. The tower thing is just, it always gets me. It's like just chopped in half and stuck onto a building. It's just really weird. You got Eighth Wonder as well, moving out on the left side. No crossbow though. It looks like he'll be spotted by BacT's militia, perhaps. I don't know. I don't know if Eighth Wonder's going to stay. But given the fact he's just thrown up a siege workshop here, that says to me he's looking for aggression. But sorry, looking to defend even. But that mangonel could be put to good use. He's seen the tree lines here. He knows if he brings a mangonel over, he will be able to flatten a lot of villagers right here. And also that mangonel is going to serve a dual purpose. It will defend him from any crossbows that are coming in. And of course, as we know, BacT has got more military production going with about 11 additional military units right now. So that mangonel coming over, BacT is none the wiser. He does not see through the fog, and he's actually building a second lumber camp now. What bad timing for him. That second lumber camp going to come up as this mangonel comes in and flattens maybe 3, maybe 4 vills. Maybe Eighth Wonder should wait for the perfect opportunity to flatten as many as he can. 1 villager down and 2 down, and obviously Eighth Wonder there getting a couple of vills killed. BacT's gonna have to remove or sort of replace his lumber camp, redistribute these vills. That's kind of awkward. He literally just built this camp, and Eighth Wonder gonna get a couple of kills. So I guess no tower here, as MBL said. It's kind of a waste of 125 stones, a lot of stone to spend just to displace a few vills. But at the same time, Eighth Wonder will be able to hit some vills and do some damage here. And who knows, he knows this wood line, so he might be able to pressure that a bit more as these vills cut through. For now though, still, BacT not really getting too aggressive yet, but he is coming forwards with a forward siege workshop, and Eighth Wonder throwing down that 4th TC. Now that's not uncommon. The Celts generally need a pretty hefty economy. They need a pretty large amount of eco in order to be able to sort of, get to where they want to be, which is making Woad Raiders very food sort of intensive economy that they require. Now BacT here, this is kind of good. He'll kill a bunch of archers if he micros well on the hill, I imagine. He should be able to take that fight. Eighth Wonder going to go back, but Eighth Wonder here has his mangonel. He's got another one in the back, and he did actually build the tower as well. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that kind of makes less sense to me, if anything. I mean, he's already, I don't know, maybe he wants to think like, I don't know, maybe a counter tower could come in. BacT's actually building another siege workshop back here, so who knows. But still, mangonel for BacT on the way out, and Eighth Wonder here with his 2 mangonels should be able to defend quite easily from crossbows. But obviously, micro of the mangonels is going to be very important. So Eighth Wonder here doing wheelbarrow, really focused on eco, really focused on booming up. He's 10 villagers ahead. And BacT on the other hand, well, he's still only on 2 TCs. So he is really looking to get aggressive soon. Nice split on these crossbow. I'm amazed he can micro like that, considering the lag that must be involved in this game. And he's going to get the upper hand in this fight. Now, right now, BacT has 14 more military units on the field. And obviously, 8th Wonder here going to be sort of forced to defend pretty heavily. It's kind of risky to make so many TCs when your opponent is getting so aggressive like this, because you have to defend it. Otherwise, you know, your eco is going to fall idle. Those TCs are not going to pay for themselves in time. All sorts like that. And right now, BacT hammering away on these walls. 8th Wonder with 2 mangoes to defend. A nice split by BacT. Once again, he's keeping these crossbows nice and safe and not actually disrupting 8th Wonder too much. Trading 1 for 1 with the mangonels. And as long as 8th Wonder keeps that up, I feel like he's actually going to get the upper hand here. But BacT with a tower, no, it's not a tower, sorry, with a mangonel, will kill 1, 2, and 3 villagers right here. And, well, looks like BacT's going to lose. Oh, wow. Nearly losing his vill to the tower there as well. But he's going to try and take this tower down with his mangonel. But I don't think that's going to be too easy. We'll see. Right now, though, I mean, BacT, seriously, looking very aggressive still. His 3rd TC is finally up, though. He's getting there. He's getting there, slowly but surely. And 8th Wonder here, going to try and out-micro 2 mangonels. It's not going to happen. And this is going to be a really difficult fight for him. He's only got 1 siege workshop. I think he's working... Oh, that's a castle. Okay. That's a castle. I thought he was going to throw another siege workshop up, to be honest. Because when you're in a fight against mangonels, you have to be able to equal your opponent's mangonels or better them. Otherwise, it's a really difficult... it's a really difficult fight for you to take. It's always more difficult to out-micro more mangonels than you have. If there's 2 mangonels and you've got 1, you're probably going to end up losing that fight. But we'll see. I mean, if 8th Wonder here gets another shot on, he's going to be able to pull this off. Oh, wow. I thought he had the hill bonus. They'll trade 1 for 1 once again. And 8th Wonder with this castle, going to be able to defend some of his eco here. Now, I don't know about that castle location, because it doesn't actually cover any gold, but it will stop any mangonels pushing in too far. I mean, he could still come up the south side and maybe go for the houses, but this castle here will certainly secure the stone, certainly going to kill some of these crossbows as well. That's, wow, that's a lot of dead crossbows right there. And it's going to keep his eco nice and safe while he takes more stone. Probably looking for another castle very soon. Woad Raiders coming out, just 1 or 2. And I think the plan here is just to take down the siege and get rid of the aggression from BacT here. And then just keep his eco going. And he'll probably throw down another castle maybe here to protect the 2 golds on the right side. Now, a couple of woadies, that's going to be more than enough to save him in this situation. Goodness me, these mangonels. He's going to lose it. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. 2 mangonels versus 1. It's so difficult to fight that. Oh, God, in the woodline again, though. BacT really abusing that. So, Woad Raiders coming in. Problem is, though, there's actually quite a few crossbows here. And 8th Wonder, he's going to be able to take down 1 of these mangonels. The other one's very low on health. But both, all 3, sorry, of these Woadie's going to go down. There's the other castle. I think maybe he would have built it more forward if he'd have, you know, if this hadn't been here, if this army hadn't been there, I think he would have placed it more forward in this situation. But another castle for 8th Wonder, and that's what he's going to need as well. As this game goes on, he will be needing more castles, he will be looking for more Woad Raider production, but in the meantime, BacT, his economy, actually looking quite good. Now, bear in mind here, Bad Geofro, he's made just crossbows, he's made a few mangonels. He's actually not spent any food on military at this point. All it has been is farms and villages and TCs back at home, and I mean, this is really good for him. He can actually click up to the Imperial Age right now. He's got himself a monastery, he's got himself a siege workshop. The Imperial Age upgrade is coming in as soon as this villa is complete, or maybe another one. There you go, Imperial Age for BacT. And this is the thing, BacT here hasn't built a single castle. And because he's not had to spend, I mean, what's this, 8th Wonder with 2 castles? He's got 2 castles up, that's 650 stone times 2, so 1,300 stone, plus another 1,000 stone in the bank. 8th Wonder's taken 2,300 stone so far. Now BacT, he's not taken that yet. He's not got a single castle. He's taken 566 stone so far, which means that all those other, all that stone that 8th Wonder has taken, BacT has taken the same number of resources almost, only he's taken it in food and in gold, and that's got into the Imperial Age first. And I think this is going to work well for him. He's got a forward sort of aggression here. He's going to be up to him very, very soon. He's going to get a couple of trades on these mangonels as well. This is not going well for 8th Wonder in terms of micro over here. And BacT will be looking for that castle, and maybe, looking to take down these castles from 8th Wonder very quickly with perhaps a trebuchet or something like that. 8th Wonder right now, he's about to be able to click up to the Imperial Age. He's just 3 gold away. There you go. He's got the resources now, and he's on the way up. But 8th Wonder is not looking that good at this point, in my opinion. I think BacT is looking pretty solid. He's got good map control. The castle's going up on the front. And he is going to be faster to the Imperial Age as well, by about a minute and a half. Now, a minute and a half is not going to be long enough to take down 3 TCs. And I think, BacT, although he's looking pretty good, I think the tide of this can change around very quickly, to be honest. I think this could really just flip around on its head if 8th Wonder is able to defend for a minute and a half, because 3 castles, that's going to outnumber BacT. He's got a bigger economy right now, so he should be able to make more trebs. He should be able to outmass BacT on trebs, and it's going to be difficult for BacT to get in with these castles on the right side, but he is making a good job of it. He's coming down this left side, trying to break down this gate, and 8th Wonder has no answer to this right now, aside from a few woadies, which he is making at these castles. His crossbow is going to enter 8th Wonder's base any second now, and well, not after he's killed a few of his own crossbows, but there you go, the gate's down, and 8th Wonder here has to scram, he has to scoot out of the way, get the woadies out to defend. But with him making all these woad raiders here, it's actually going to struggle affording too many trebs. He's got plenty of wood, but the gold's looking fairly low. He can't actually afford a single treb right now. I guess if he saves for it, he can, and maybe he'll look for another castle in a minute, but right now he needs to get himself those woadies out. He needs to deal with this aggression here, because at the moment BacT is laying waste to 8th Wonder's base, and if BacT only knew that the Imperial Age upgrade was in this TC, maybe he'd be attacking it with 3 mangonels right now, and that TC could have gone down, but we can dream. So the treb out for BacT. He's got 2 more castles on the way. I mean, BacT didn't mess around here. He's got plenty of stone income. 2 castles coming up behind this. The first treb is out for 8th Wonder right now. Where's the treb? He's not making one. And actually, this has got me a little concerned, because I feel like if he starts losing these castles, it's going to be a really uphill battle. He just needs to deal with this, and once he's dealt with that, maybe he can go for his own trebs. He's coming in now with the woadies. He's going to try and get this treb. I think he's going to succeed. He's got enough woad raiders there. They have got +2 defense, and that's going to be a dead treb for BacT. Buying himself a little bit of time. The woad raiders here, hopefully for 8th Wonder, going to take down this aggression. And like I said, I think this game could flip on its head. Right now, though, this woad raiders getting chewed up and spat back out by the crossbows and these castles, and BacT still has this treb advantage. He still has 1 extra treb out. 8th Wonder needs some trebuchets, but he's going for elite woadies, and maybe he's going to just try and raid. Maybe he'll go over to the left side and break through this. Well, not even break through. There is a hole in the wall. There's always a hole in the wall. Maybe he'll come in and start raiding BacT's economy, but we'll see. He's got to obviously defend himself, and now he's starting trebuchets. There you go. 2 trebs coming out. Elite woad raider is done, and +4 defense as well. But back to trebs and a lot of castles. This is a forward location. Maybe risky for BacT, because he has built all of his castles right at the front here. He also has elite woad raider. He also has the upgrade advantage right now, and I think, yeah, this is probably going to end up getting cleaned up. BacT will probably lose these crossbows here, but BacT has his own elite woads, and he's going to go for it. I think he could go for the trebs. He could just fight head to head, because he has got an additional 1 attack, which means he should come out on top if he has a similar number of woadies, and you'll see that right there. BacT's going to surely win that fight, and maybe. Wow, he's even taking down the woadies on the left side as well. These crossbows really making themselves worthwhile. So far, though, the KD is so close. 62 kills, or 64 each. It's basically completely even in terms of KD. And 8th Wonder has kind of, pulled this one back a little bit from what looked like a really really scary situation. But I don't know what he is doing here. This trebuchet, it's a suicide mission. The idea about 8th Wonder is to kill the trebs from afar. Not the, the trebuchet is not some kind of glorified petard. That is a little bit worrying. 8th Wonder though is really on the defensive right now. BacT with a forward wall on the left side, gonna make sure that he can't. Well, 8th Wonder can't surprise him, and it looks like BacT's gonna absolutely chew up this economy. He's got the military advantage here. He's got more Woad Raider production. He has a much better economy because even though the villager count's very close, BacT just seems to have more farms out. His economy is a lot neater, and 8th Wonder's in trouble. Losing villagers on the gold is worrying. He does have 900 gold in the bank, but look at his castles here. Hardly any Woad Raiders queued up, hardly enough food to keep them coming out, and BacT is looking good. I mean, he's got 3 trebs now versus the 0 trebs of 8th Wonder, and those castles are doomed to die if 8th Wonder can't make some counter trebs or deal with the trebs from BacT. And BacT now not going to make the same mistake as before. He's going to make sure these trebs are nice and defended while he continues to build this wall on the left hand side. 8th Wonder trying to secure some more gold by building a TEC out here, but as soon as these trebs start dropping, I mean, that's going to be a really difficult situation for him. In comes 8th Wonder. He's going to go for the trebs once again, but BacT is ready and waiting with a superior number of Woadies. He's going to try and prevent them from doing too much damage. Maybe one treb will go down here. Maybe, yeah, down goes one. Maybe another as well, or not. 8th Wonder can't seem to focus the treb. All those Woadies going down, but he actually took one out on the left as well. That was surprisingly efficient, these Woad Raiders are. And I think now, obviously, BacT is going to have to build a few more trebuchets. How many castles does he have out here? 5? That's no small number. In fact, I thought it was another one. He's got 5. That's a lot of castles. That's an overwhelmingly large number of Woadies, and that's GG from 8th Wonder right there. He's calling it. He knows it's done, and BacT is gonna get the win in game number 1 with yeah, a pretty good game from him actually. I think that aggression really worked well for him. I mean, he was very aggressive right from the Castle Age, really. I mean, once he built that forward siege workshop, he was pumping out the mangonels, he was keeping the crossbows coming in. 8th Wonder just building so many defensive castles, yet unable to defend them. And obviously that is no good. A bad Geothrow with 5 forward castles on this right side, streaming in the Woad Raiders, fully upgraded at the end of that game. 8th Wonder still only had +1 aside, instead of +4, which is what BacT had in that situation. And he just couldn't keep up production of trebs and stuff like that. I mean, the thing is here, 8th Wonder could afford the trebs, but without the Woad Raiders to defend them, they were going to suffer the same fate as BacT down here. They would have just been cleaned up by the Woadies of BacT. So it's a really tough situation. And in this kind of matchup, when you start falling behind in castle count and in military count, the other player really starts to get a lot of momentum very quickly. So BacT winning game number 1, and I'll update the scoreboard here just a sec.